is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I thought, had called to be honest, that Chantal, Foodie Beauty, Big Beezer, Big Beautiful Me, Beezer Productions, Mariam, Everyday Mariam, all the other names, faked her way to 100,000, has a fake play button, fake marriage, fake religion in her context, fake life, would come back to YouTube after announcing her departure for a time with no set time. I said within a week. I was correct. Although, at time of recording, it has since been made private. Thankfully, everyone on Twitter that follows this train wreck of an individual has clips. I'm going to start though with Pete's, because Pete's lied, and Pete has been caught out lying, and a clip of that lie, or him admitting to lying, has done its rounds.
I lied. Chantal didn't want people knowing she was in Canada, and she's entitled to her privacy.
The thing here is bolding comb over sausage. We all knew she was in Canada. We knew she was either on a visa run or she was coming back to try and re-earn her healthcare privileges. We know she doesn't have access to them right now and she needs them. We know she has nowhere to live, so she'll undoubtedly be staying with a relative. She doesn't have a car. The only person that she knows that has any money would be you, which means it's highly likely you two will get a place together for a time, either to allow for Salah to come to Canada or for Chantal to make enough money to go back again. Because options, credit cards, tax evasion will have been exhausted, along with the fact that she has been border hopping for close to 2 years and yet to get anything discernible about her future to stay in Kuwait where she was well and truly alone. So, in short, everyone knew she was in Canada. It wasn't a secret, you just enabled a secret that was pointlessly a secret.
Chantal is entitled to her privacy, is the big thing. If she doesn't want people knowing something, I'm not going to be the one to tell people. Yeah, she didn't want people knowing she was in Canada. I wasn't going to be the one telling people.
I love that this guy who suffers from social burnout from having a job, who moans about it and believes the state should pay him welfare to look after himself, to look after him even, is so smug about Chantal having an quote secret. It wasn't a secret. Everyone knew she was going back to Canada. If it was a secret, then the only person who didn't know she was going back to Canada would have been you. Now I'm going to leave this smug boulder alone, and we're going to crack on with Chantal's triumphant return, albeit a temporary one I'm sure, to YouTube with a few clips.
I mean, I've been to my mom's house. Yes, I'm in Canada, okay? Hi, Hayden Sapphire. Probably not that hard to figure out.
I'm waiting for you to release the inevitable vlog of you getting on the plane from Kuwait to go back to Canada, I assume via Germany. I think that's how you did it last time. No one's surprised. We're just mildly impressed you're still wearing a hijab and claiming you're a Muslim revert. I did see a channel briefly that was dunking on you, they themselves being a Muslim revert, dunking on you for some of the things you said that, based on your claim of faith, are contradicted by your actions. Is that channel still around? I thought it was Amy's Life Journey for a second, for like just 1 second. I can't remember the name though, and I think they did terminate the channel briefly.
You know, I'm gonna be here with you guys, and I can show you guys like the different festivities we have, like traditionally and stuff, on video, no problem.
I like this idea you're going to try and act as if you're removed from the very festivities you will undoubtedly be a part of under the guise that you are still, in your head, a Muslim revert. You are as much a Muslim revert, based on what we know of you, as a pot of fresh yogurt is used as a melter bomb on a space Hulk.
But I didn't partake in any, like, celebrating, like, on a religious, you know?
Hard X to doubt on that. I can be certain the moment you end your streams the hijab comes off. Sorry, but at this point I'm just going to say it outright. I do not believe what you sell. No one believes what you sell. You don't believe what you sell. You definitely partook, because your desperate need for validation requires that you partake so you can get involved in everything. If you vlog any of this, the festive stuff, or you upload vlogs of the festive stuff, you'll show us you being removed from it, but let's face it here, you are balls deep in it. Additional, this live stream is the first one she did back, and she was off her rocker high. That much was noticed by everyone that watched it, and you had hundreds of viewers. The majority of them don't like you, but they enjoyed the fact that you try and remove yourself or seem like you're removed from the very things that make you a hypocrite and a terrible Muslim.
Actually, I had to, like, convince Salah to let me stream because he was like, one of the conditions for me coming here, for that was basically, like, for the holidays, was basically that I wouldn't stream or go live.
I know that Salah was in your live chat, and that he was begging you to stay true to your diet, but please, don't think for a second anyone believes that this is real, that he's in control of you, or that you have to appease, acquiesce, you have to do what he says. Chantel has always done what Chantel wants, and that includes getting high in Canada on her own, at her family's home, streaming where she probably shouldn't be streaming because there's a chance someone might find her and, I don't know, cuddle her. We can't be having that now. That's haram. Sorry. Until you and Peeps get another Trash Mountain condo.
But I was like, you know what, I really miss you guys. So, yeah, it's hard. It's hard staying offline.
You're right, it is. Especially when you're a slave for views and money's not so good right now. Especially if your name's Chantel and you screwed the pooch about Lolcow Live. So much so that you now end up, because of your repeated border hops back home in Canada, where you also owe money because of your tax evasion. And more than likely a whole number of credit cards you just now have to deal with.
But I don't know, I kind of like it, so it feels weird being back right now. You know? No, it's true, Brooke. I don't know why you would say sure. I don't know why people are so, like, comfortable. They believe something, but they have no proof of it, you know? It's, like, weird.
Do you mean like your marriage to Salah? You keep claiming it's real and legit, but you have no proof of it, yet you believe it enough to think it's truth. It's called delusions. There is in fact medical aid for that these days. Of course, you need to stay in Canada long enough to gain access to the medical healthcare system, so I guess the next 6 months are going to be quite interesting in testing for you now, aren't they? According to people who have told me this. I just assume you're going to go back to Kuwait very soon, once your newest visa is approved for your totally legit marriage, where you can continue to waste more money you don't have, and continue your fraudulent existence.
Like, you don't know, like, you know, how he feels about it. He does not want me to be live right now, even. So...
I love how at the start of this particular clip you started off so happy talking about him not being okay with you being live, and then when it starts to dawn on you that you're live when he doesn't want you to be, you're not happy about it.
Thanks, Mars. So yeah, I missed you guys too, yeah, Teardrop. I don't know, maybe we'll do a few things live, but then I think, you know, I'm gonna just, like, go back to uploading more and going live more, like, when I get back home, I think.
In this context, when you say go back home, that would indicate your intention is to go back to Kuwait. Would have the right to assume when your next visa is approved, which means you're not going to be in Canada long enough to benefit from the healthcare system. So I would also then infer that this means you and Pete's are not going to be getting a place together, but I firmly believe your best course of action is to stay there, ditch the hijab, give up on being this fake Muslim that you claim to be, and this whole BS marriage that's not real anyway, go back to being Foodie Beauty, and bees it up. Who wants Crunk Take 2 Electric Boogaloo? Am I the only one that just wants to see that again? Because that stuff is amazing.
Yeah, I did have to ask him to go live. No, like, permission. Like, I didn't ask permit. What do you mean? I said, like, basically, yes. That was one of the agreements, like, part of the agreement for me to come here is if I don't go live or anything. Because he knows, like, you know, he was scared for my safety.
I don't think he's so much concerned for your safety because I don't believe anything you just said. We all know he's in on this, and he's quite happy for you to go live because you're high as a kite. We know you are. We also know that there's a risk, yes, you'll be found because you're stupid. You're going to be found. I don't support it, I just know it's going to happen. So the real risk is, because you're in a very predictable position, what you do while you're there is going to put you in an interesting and or perhaps compromising position. No one believes for an iota of a fragment of time that Salah is in any control of your actions in Canada, because I doubt he'd be okay with you getting high the moment you got there.
No, there's no dual citizenship. I know. Hey, Joanna. Anyway. Why are you dishonest with your viewers? You've had to have known you were going home for the holidays. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Actually, no. It was very last minute. So I would say there was one time after I had my flight booked that somebody asked me one time if I was going to Canada. And I said no, because if I say yes, people are going to try to ruin my life, okay? They're going to be waiting for me here. They're going to be, like, calling immigration. You don't know how crazy these people are. So anything I do to throw people off my scent, I'm going to do it, even if it makes me look like a liar.
I'm sure there are a few people, select few, who are going to go out of their way to make your life as miserable as possible. The problem you have is, people are only going to call immigration because there is actually a genuine lie here that you are still living. The lie is you claim to be married, you're not. You and Salah don't live together, you've admitted that part. Because if you're married, you could live together. You don't live together because he's not your husband, he's not with you. Beyond contract of employment, you two are not that close. You're a fake Muslim, you may fear for your safety, but the only person who is a genuine risk to your safety is you. Because you're Chantal. The word safe is oxymoronic when associated with you. You saying you're going to be honest is a contradiction in and of itself.
Because I don't have a choice. Like, I really don't. So, that's exactly the only reason. Not because I like lying to people and misleading people, it's because I need some privacy.
One, you thoroughly enjoy lying to people. You made a career out of it. You lie to yourself every single day after all. There's no way you don't enjoy it. Two, you said you don't have a choice. You're right. Which is why you're back in Canada, because there's only so many times you can lie to the Kuwaiti government when you apply for another visa. Your tourist visa, because you're not really married. Additionally, we know it's a tourist visa because you would have gone to Thailand otherwise. That's where you'd be right now, if they hadn't changed their laws when it comes to certain items you like to consume. You went to Canada because you can consume it freely, and you can bum a lift and a roof from family members, which means your events, your activities are a bit more cheap-ish, right? I do expect you to stay with Pete at some point, somewhere. I really do expect that, before you go back to Kuwait again and ditch him.
5 people sniping, it's like they're like vultures, like, oh yes, something's content. Yeah, I still made my, you know, I'm making a visa run. I don't know why people are so obsessed with that. I must be the only person on the internet that people wonder about that. If I'm on a visa run or not. Like, who cares? I don't know what the big deal is.
You do know what the big deal is, because you've been told repeatedly. You're on a tourist visa run because you're not really married to Salah. You're on a tourist visa run because you can't get an actual visa to stay legally in Kuwait permanently, a residency as it were. You are lying to everyone and yourself, more importantly, about everything you do, think and say. Everything about your life is fiction or a dream, but it's a dream that only you live. Everyone else is telling you to stop living in this dream, this fantasy, because it's not doing your physical nor your mental health any good. Your delusions of grandeur, your delusions of this family life you so desperately wish you had, don't resonate in your entertainment or content. Entertainment's not really a word I associate, but I'm going to call it that because I think you believe yourself entertaining in that respect, not in the respect of you being a train wreck. So ultimately, the visa run is an obsessed point because it comes down to one big lie you can't not tell everyone and yourself. That being that you are married to someone legally, which you're not. You're a Muslim revert, which you're also not. You're on a weight loss journey, you are definitely not. And finally, that your repeated jumps across borders at very specific times of the year are not anything but a visa run, because you're not a legitimate resident of Kuwait.
Like, let's say you found out that, okay, yeah, I was on a tourist visa. Like, why would that? What would you do? Would you celebrate something or?
Chantal, it's not about celebrating. It's about making sure you understand you have repeatedly lied about this to yourself and to your audience. I know you like to think these aren't big deals, but you're the creator living a lie. It's why on Logcal Live you could have been such a good fit. But you're so reactive, you're so impulsive, and you are quite clearly so finger-licking challenged. But you can't accept the truth, so it becomes a mountain as opposed to the molehill it was supposed to be. Sorry, not molehill, halal hill.
You better be careful, some people are crazy. Exactly why I don't want to go live. Register babies. Hi, Natalie. What did I lie about, Lucy? No, I'm seriously, I want to know. What? Like what? They can't live without you, but then also hate you. I know. But like, no, I'm serious. What? Like, what did I lie about?
I like that you said this is why you have to go live, because it further confirms your compulsive need to be impulsive and go live and try and just generate more rage bait, right? You know you're on a visa run. Everyone knows you're on a visa run. Everyone knows it, you know it. I'm looking forward to the day that visa does not get approved. Hasn't that already happened once for a time? I thought it was hilarious, or think it's hilarious personally. When someone in your chat challenges you and you try and ask them for a specific lie, you're going to now hide behind the fact much of that content only exists in archive form or clips on X. Because you are an idiot. Because you don't care for rewatchability, which is where much of your content needs to exist for. You need that. Which is why your haters from world get all the views that you don't get. Because they have all these clips. Clips you should have in the full context and keep there because you're not squeaky clean. You've never been squeaky clean. You challenging your audience for specifics is proof of it because you desperately need validation. You're a real tryhard.
What does it matter? Oh yeah, no, why do I have to verify rumors though? That's the thing. Like, why do I have to share that personal information with someone about like what visa I'm on? I don't get that.
You'd have a leg to stand on with this one if it were not for the fact that you shared every inch of your body in the past. You shared every part of your life story in the past. Only now are you trying to make it seem like there's some things you want to keep personal. You're not like Boogie and his medical records, okay? There are no lines in the sand where you suddenly go, yeah, you should, not pass here. Go no farther, as it were, right? No. You've been rumbled, busted by everyone. And you can't accept it. That's the point. You believe there are some things that should be secret. The problem is the things you've chosen to make secret have already been debunked and are therefore not secret.
Why did I leave Hey Daily Dose? Why did I leave Salah alone for Christmas? Because he doesn't celebrate Christmas. He's Muslim. So it's not his thing.
But Chantel, you're Muslim too. Therefore it's not your thing either. Yet you've already contradicted this by also claiming you won't partake, yet we all know you partook. If your gifts were anything, they were undoubtedly edibles. Nothing else. You wouldn't do that anymore, would you? Now, this is the end of all the clips that were shared, the more notable ones. Chantel has since made the stream private. It is believed that is because the relatives she is staying with were not happy with her live streaming from their property. I expect her to either fire up a live stream elsewhere, a motel, which would make some sense, or from a car parked in the, nearest Nashi car park. I expect her to do something with Pete's, but with Pete's at a distance because she cannot be seen with other men. She's a good Muslim revert after all. I am intrigued to see what Chantel does because she needs her audience to pay her bills. She needs rage bait. This has done the job, but she's not kept the stream up, which means she's not going to get any passive views, meaning she is also not going to benefit from this, which all seems completely redundant. She is hyper-focused on the wrong points and decided to misinterpret it on purpose, because Chantel's gonna Chantel, and when Chantel's gonna Chantel while high, you know damn well she'll come back at some other point, either get really angry with her haters, to more notable haters, or she'll try and put up those vlog videos and act as if she's removed from everything, while claiming that it's because of Salah's graces, good graces, that she's back on the platform. No one believes that, but you know what, you do you, boo.